It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review, and I'm finally getting a chance to review Dream Scenario. Dream Scenario has been on my radar for a few months. I first read a synopsis of the movie and I was like, man, a world in which everyone has a dream about Nicolas Cage all at the same time. I'm in. Then I saw the trailer and then I was completely enamored with the trailer. It had this quirky vibe to it, had this very black comedy vibe to it. It had an episode of Black Mirror vibe to it. And then I finally got a chance to see the movie and dare I say, Dream Scenario might be the best movie of 2023. It is I'm struggling to try to figure out why Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a better movie than that. I've watched that movie about 3 or 4 times already, and it's a great movie, don't get me wrong, but Dream Scenario brings so much to the table. There's so much more human emotion to this movie than I expected. And then we have Nick Cage, who is just, absolutely tremendous in this movie. So, the plot of Dream Scenario is Nicolas Cage plays this college professor, Paul Matthews, I think that's his name. Married, 2 kids, kind of a very boring guy. And his daughter, the movie starts off with his daughter telling him, her dream that she had where he's just kind of in there. He's just kind of standing in the background. I think he's like cleaning the pool off where the sky is falling for his daughter and he doesn't do anything, right? And there's these weird interactions with other people throughout the movie where they would see him and it kind of just, they're thinking, oh man, that's deja vu. I've seen this guy before. I know this guy. And it's just little breadcrumbs that's kind of leading us to the ultimate reveal that, there are a lot of people having dreams in which Nicolas Cage is involved in. And of course, it's not explained. There's no scientific explanation for it. It's just this strange occurrence, right? And then, of course, this very average, lame college professor, no one really listens to his lecture. He's lecturing about things that most people would find boring. His kids, find him extremely boring. They're just kind of there. They're just normal teenage girls, right? His wife, we find out that he took his wife's last name in the marriage because he just thought it was the right thing to do. More power to you. Who am I to stop, husband and wife from doing whatever they want to do in their marriage? But it just kind of creates the dynamic. It kind of brings us into the world that Nicolas Cage is living in, and him feeling unimportant, right? And once people start dreaming about him, he becomes, of course, this internet celebrity, right? Everyone's just having these very innocuous dreams about him where he's just kind of there. He's just kind of rambling in. And all of the dream sequences are just like these calamitous, extreme events where just the world, everything, there's one where this guy's getting chased by the literal creature of his nightmares and Nicolas Cage is kind of just there and it's hilarious, right? And it just goes on, right? And he's trying to find his place in this online celebrity and he's trying to take advantage of it, and there's a lot of characters around him, not so much using them but just fascinated with this whole story, right? The world, it takes the world by storm. And then there's a lot of consumerism points in this movie where it's just like this movie is a lot about the American culture, American society that we're living in right now, social media, consumerism, and just this one average dude. No one can explain why he is the person that's coming in everyone's dreams. And then it takes a turn into the dark. Midway through the movie, it just takes a turn into nightmare territory, right? And this is done so well. The way the movie transitions from this very innocent dark comedy into this kind of horror, like there's scenes of intense dread in this movie that just work so well. It's not scary, but like it's just eerie. Like, and it's an A24 movie, so you never know what you're gonna get from an A24 movie. I went into Midsummer with a totally different idea of, when I walked out of Midsummer. So with Dream Scenario, I just didn't know what was going to happen next. And that works so well in its favor. That's why I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, because there's so much going into it. It's just better you not know. But I highly recommend you go see this movie in the movie theater. Right? It's a very, we're coming up on a Christmas season. Go check this out on the matinee. We need to support movies like this that just kind of push the boundaries, but in such a positive way. When it's such a well written and such a well acted and a well directed movie, we have to support movies like this so we can continue to get movies like this, right? If you're tired of superheroes, if you have superhero fatigue, there are movies like this. There are movies like Barbarian. There are movies like The Menu. There are movies like The Lobster, that are just these obscure movies that don't get a chance at the box office because we don't, one, know about it or support it, right? So I'm trying to, hopefully the word of mouth of this movie, it is phenomenal. It's definitely a movie worth your time. Definitely a movie worth going to support it in the theaters so we can continue to get great movies like this. I will not spoil the ending because the ending is so ambiguous. It's such a well done ending to the movie. You have to see it to understand it. And then I would love to talk to you about it, right? Once you see it, jump in the comments and tell me what you thought about the movie. Tell me what you thought about the ending. I mean, I can't gush enough about it. If it's not the number one movie of the year, it's definitely the number two, my number two movie of the year. It's up there. I'm fighting with Spider-Verse because that is such a well done movie as well. But this one was just fantastic. Everything that Nick Cage did in this movie was spot on. His wife was played by Julianne Nicholson. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything. She was in Mayor of Easttown, which I really loved. That was a HBO series that I really enjoyed. And she was fantastic. Those two, their dynamic in this movie made the story push on and push boundaries in a way that me as a married husband and father completely understood, right? It was wonderful how those two really played off of each other and didn't play off each other, and the dynamic of their marriage. It was just a great movie. I can't gush enough about Dream Scenario. Definitely go check it out. Give it an opportunity. Support it. That's the main thing, is support movies like this. A24, I won't say never miss, but they very rarely miss. 9 out of 10 A24 movies are worth your time. They put a lot of effort, they put a lot of thought into these movies, and they're just fantastic movies. I know, they do a lot of horror. They do a lot of just great indie movies that are thought provoking, that are well written, well directed, and just low budget movies where, they're going to make their money back. I don't know what the budget of this movie was, but we got to drive it so we can continue to get A24 to make these fantastic movies and give us quality cinema. It's not Martin Scorsese or George Lucas or anything like that. But at the same time, we got Ari Aster, right? Thank you. One of the greatest horror directors, one of the great young minds in horror right now, and this movie, I mean, Nicolas Cage, the ending of this movie, I can't, you have to see it to understand how great it is in context to the rest of the movie. It's just fantastic. Dream Scenario, check it out. If you've already checked it out, let me know if you liked it. Did you love it? Am I overreacting? Am I looking too deep into it? Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments. And once again, like and subscribe to the Have You Seen That with T movie page. I will check you out soon. Unfortunately, Poor Things isn't playing here this weekend. That really upsets me. I'm really looking forward to Poor Things that doesn't come out here in El Paso until December 21st. So I'm definitely going to check that out and give you guys a Have You Seen That with T movie review. We got American Fiction coming up next week, and there's an AMC Unseen playing on Monday. Hopefully, I'm praying that they play Poor Things on Monday. I'm gonna go check that out. I'm fingers crossed for me. Please let them play Poor Things at the AMC Unseen movie on Monday. I'm really looking forward to seeing that movie. I'm really looking forward to giving you a quality movie review on Poor Things starring Emma Stone. But until next time, definitely go check out Dream Scenario, and I'll catch you on the next one.